In this video, I'm going to show you how to staple your product to a card. I've got my product here, and I've got my cardstock. I'm using 20-point cardstock, which seems to work best. Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to find about what kind of staple I have to use here. So what I'm going to do is just use a tape measure, either metric or inch, and measure around the product, because that's how it's going to staple. The staple is going to go around the product into the card, and it's measuring about 2 inches. So for this application, I'm going to start with a 1 3/4 inch staple. These staples are stretchy, so when they're applied, they're going to stretch around, and you're going to have to do some trial and error to find out which is the best staple for you, because you want it to hold your product to the card. You don't want it to be too tight, you don't want it to be too loose. So 1 3/4 seems about right for this application. So the next thing to do is to load the staple, which I've already done. Put the product between the needle guards, and if you look on the side of the machine, you'll see there's a adjusting knob. By turning the knob, I can adjust the needle spacing in and out. So again, put the product between. I'm not going to adjust it so it's like tight up against it, but I want to take up as much space as possible. Okay, right about there looks good. Make sure you have a brush block. Put the product where you want on your card. I'm going to bring the modules down, and what I want to do is make sure they're down all the way. Fire it. Let the trigger out. See how it applies. Now you can see it's because I've only got one staple and it can kind of move around here. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a second staple in down here. Another staple in. And that looks pretty good to me. Now you might want to use a shorter staple if you want it a little bit tighter. Or if you get some staple breakage, you want a longer staple. Another thing you want to be careful of or be aware of is that if you have a very sharp product, like this is a piece of wood, so it's not too sharp on the edges, and if I was using if I was making this really tight and I had a really sharp corner, I could have some staple breakage, and that could be the cause of the breakage, would be the sharp corner. So again, you start with a basic size, and then you go from there. You either pick a smaller size staple or a larger size staple. There's many to choose from.